enough, I should presume. May I remind you, Mr. Stanley, that I am not a willing guest of this household. My doctor has informed me that I must remain quiet for another 10 days, at which time I shall get out of here so fast that the wind will knock you over, I hope. If, however, you insist on me leaving before that time, thereby causing me to suffer a relapse, I shall sue you for every additional day I am held inactive, which I assure you will amount to a tidy sum.
This is outrageous. Outrageous!
As for the details of your petty complaints, those 22 Chinese students came straight from the White House, where I assure you they used the bathroom too.
Mr. Whiteside, my husband didn't mean to.
Yes, I did. I meant every word of it.
There is just one complaint, in which I see some slight justice. I don't expect you to pay for my telephone calls, and shall see to it that restitution is made. Can you provide me with the exact amount?
I certainly can, and I certainly will.
Good. I shall instruct my lawyers to deduct it from the $150,000 I am suing for.
No, Ernest!
And I should thank you not to trip over that octopus, which once belonged to Chauncey DeQ.
No, Ernest, you mustn't get excited. Remember, Mr. Whiteside's a guest here.
Hello? Give me the Massalia Journal, please. No. Hello, Massalia Journal? Tell me, has Mr. Jefferson arrived yet? No. When do you expect him? No message. That's all. Come here, you two. Come on, I won't bite. Now, I'm a very charming and gracious person. If I veer at it, it is on the side of kindness and amiability. I have been observing you two for the past 2 weeks, and you seem like extremely likable young people. And when we first met, I am afraid that I was very unpleasant, and for that I am sorry. But in the future, I wish that you would not treat me like something out of Edgar Allan Poe. Ice skating, eh? Me, I used to cut figure eights myself, arm in arm with Betsy Ross, waving the flag behind us.
It was wonderful out on the ice day. Miss Cutler and Mr. Jefferson were there.
Maggie, ice skating?
Yes, she's quite good too. I got a marvelous picture of her.
Were they still there when you left, do you know?
I think so.
Yes, they were.
Mr. Whiteside, mind if I take a picture of you? I'd love to have one.
Sure. Would you like my profile?
Oh, you're done for now, Mr. Whiteside. My brother's a camera fiend.
Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. I got a great one.
Hello, Miss Cutler. Hello there. Good evening, Sherry. Really, Sherry, you've got this room looking like an old parrot cage. Did you not know I was out? What's the matter, dear? Cat, run away with your tongue.
Don't look at me with those great cow eyes, you hag. Where have you been all afternoon? Alley-catting around with Bert Jefferson?
Sherry, Bert read his play to me this afternoon. It's superb. It isn't just that play written by a newspaper man. It's superb. I want you to read it. Tonight, it just cries out for Cornell. Will you send it to her, Sherry, and will you read it tonight?
No, I will not read it tonight, nor any other time. And while we're on the subject of Mr. Jefferson, you might want to ask if you'd like to pay your salary, since he takes up all your time.
Oh, come now, Sherry. It isn't as bad as all that.
I haven't even been able to reach you, not knowing what haylofts you frequent.
Stop behaving like a spoiled child, Sherry.
Don't take that patronizing tone with me, you flea-bitten Cleopatra. I am sick and tired of your sneaking out like some lovesick high school girl every time my back is turned.
Well, Sherry, I'm afraid you hit the nail on the head.
Stop acting like Zazu Pitts and explain yourself.
I'll make it quick. Sherry, I'm in love.
Nonsense. It's merely delayed puberty.
No, Sherry. I'm afraid this is it. You're going to lose a very excellent secretary.
You are out of your mind.
Yes, I think I am a little. But I'm a girl who's waited a long time for this to happen, and now it has. Mr. Jefferson doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to try my darndest to marry him.
Is that all?
Yes, except, well, I suppose this is what might be called my resignation, as soon as you've got someone else.
Now listen to me, Maggie. We have been together for a very long time, and you are indispensable to me. And whether you know it or not, I have a deep affection for you.
I know that, Sherry.
Therefore, I think I am unselfish enough not to let Not to let you stand there and make a fool of yourself.
I'm not, Sherry.
You are, my dear. You're behaving like a Booth Tarkington heroine. It's incredible that a girl who for the past 10 years has had the great of the world served up to her on a platter. I cannot believe that it is anything but the kind of temporary insanity which she has swept off her feet in 7 days by a small-town second-rate newspaper man.
Sherry, I can't explain what's happened. I can only tell you that it's so. It's hard for me to believe too, Sherry. Here I am, a hard-bitten old cynic, behaving like a true story magazine and liking it. Discovering the moon and ice skating. I keep laughing to myself all the time, but there it is. What can I do about it, Sherry? I'm in love.
Can you see yourself, the wife of the editor of the Massalia Journal, having a dinner at the home for Mr. and Mrs. Stanley, Mr. and Mrs. Poopface, and the members of the Book of the Month Club?
Sherry, I've had 10 years of the great figures of our time, and don't you think I'm not grateful to you for it? They've been wonderful years, Sherry, gay and stimulating. I don't think anyone has ever had the fun we've had. But a girl can't laugh all the time, Sherry. There comes a time when she wants. Bert Jefferson. You don't know Bert, Sherry. He's gentle and unassuming, and I love him, that's all.
That's it. We're leaving tomorrow. Hip or no hip, we are leaving tomorrow. I don't care if I crash another one. Next week, train schedule and start packing. I'll pull you around with this, Miss Stardust. I'll get the ants out of those moonlit pants.
It's no good, Sherry. It's no good. I've been back on the next streamlined train.
I see. Well, I remain completely unconvinced. You are drugging yourself into this Joe Crawford fantasy. Before you become completely anesthetized, I shall do everything in my power to bring you to your senses.
Now listen to me, Whiteside. I know you. Lay off. I know what a devil you can be. I've seen you do it to other people, but don't you dare do it to me. Don't drug yourself with the idea that all you're thinking of is my happiness. You're thinking of yourself a little bit too in all those months of breaking in someone new. I've seen you in a passion before when your life was disrupted and you couldn't dine in Calcutta on July 12th with Boo Boo. Well, that's too bad, but there it is. I'm going to marry Bert, if he'll have me, so don't you dare try any of your tricks. I'm on to every one of them, so lay off. That's my message to you who get your boy.
Oh! Hello? Long distance, please. I would like to put in a transatlantic call. Hello? Transatlantic operator? Hi. I would like to make a call for Miss Lorraine Sheldon. She left on the Normandy day before yesterday. It sailed from Southampton. Will it take long? All right, my name is Whiteside. Thank you.
Good evening, John. Good evening, Doctor. Well, good evening, Mr. Whiteside.
No way, I'm busy.
Well, that would be the best news I could possibly bring you.
You have hydrophobia.
No, you are a well man. You can walk up and get out of here now. You can leave here tomorrow.
What do you mean?
I was looking at those x-rays again, and you know what? I've been looking at the wrong x-rays. I've been looking at old Miss Muffet's x-rays. You are perfectly, absolutely well.
Lower your voice, will you?
What's the matter? Are you pleased?
Delighted, naturally. But, it's a very unexpected bit of news. It comes at a very curious moment. I, have some good news for you, too, Doctor. I have been reading your book, 40 Years, what was it?
An Ohio doctor, yes?
Yes. I consider it extremely close to being one of the great literary contributions of our time.
Mr. Whiteside!
So strongly do I feel about it, Doctor, that I have a proposition to make you. Just here and there, the book is a little rough, a little uneven, and what I would like to do is stay here in Massalia and work with you on it.
Mr. Whiteside, I've been so terribly honored.
Yes, but the thing is, my lecture bureau and my radio sponsors were to learn that I am well. I would be forced to leave Massalia. They would insist on me fulfilling my contracts. So, you mustn't tell anyone at all, not a soul,
No, I won't.
that I am well.
No, I won't. Not a soul. Not even my wife.
That's fine, not even Miss Cutler, though, you understand.
Yes. When do we start work? I just have one patient that's dying. That'll be perfectly free. You made me very proud.
Yes, yes, very proud. Hello? Yes, this is he. Oh, good, put them through. Hello? Is this my blossom girl? How are you, my darling? Look, when do you arrive? Tuesday? That's fine. Look, my dear, I have discovered a play. It was written by a newspaper man here in town. It has an enchanting part in it. Cornell would give her eye teeth to play it, but I think you could snag it if you play your cards right. No, no, he's young and very attractive. Just your dish, my dear. It just takes a little doing, and you're the girl who can do it, my pet. Isn't that exciting? No, 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 don't send any messages. Just hop on a train and ride. Oh, don't thank me, big darling. It's quite all right. Yes, goodbye. Hello, Miss Pretty. God, you're looking radiant this evening.
Sherry, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. I'm afraid I was a little unjust.
That's fine, Maggie. We all lose our tempers now and then.
Bert said that we would go to a movie, but we'll come back and play cribbage with you instead.
That's fine.
I'll see you soon, Sherry, dear.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I's desolate little wabbit in the sunshine. I's desolate little wabbit in the rain. I nibble on my lettuce leaf for morning.
Hey, this is pretty good, isn't it? Meyer, what a little quiet blackmail on weekly radio can get you. What did his sponsors give him?
They gave him a full year supply of their product, cream of mush.
Oh, he'll give it right back to them over the radio.
Wait till you hear tonight's broadcast, old fellow. It's so sticky I haven't been able to get it off my fingers since I caught it.
I bet. Look, I'll come clean. Under the influence of God knows what, I happen to get you a Christmas present.
Mr. Jefferson, sir.
Only, I'd like you to see it before I spend all my hard-earned money on it. You want to run downtown with me and take a look at it?
Bert, this is very sweet. I'm quite touched. What is it? I can't wait.
A 2-year subscription to Boys Life. See anything I'm going to tell you? Come down and see.
All right. I'm going out for a few minutes, Sherry. The court is screaming. I won't be long.
Well, Mr. W, how about a game of cribbage after your broadcast tonight?
No, I will not play cribbage with you, Klondike Harry. Where are you off to now, my butterfly?
I'm being given a Christmas present. Anything you want on downtown?
Yes, bring baby along, Tom. What are you getting me for Christmas, Jefferson? I have enriched your feeble life beyond your capacity to repay me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm not getting you anything.
Oh, I see. Well, I was going to give you my old trust, but now I shan't. Maggie, what time are those radio men coming?
About 6:30. I'll be here. You've got to cut, Sherry. You're 4 minutes over. Oh, there's a wire here from Beverly Carlton. He doesn't know what train he can get out of Chicago, but he'll be here sometime this evening.
Good. Is he staying the night?
No, he needs to get right out again. He's sailing Friday on the Queen Mary.
Mind if I peek in the window and get a look at him? Beverly Carlton used to be one of my heroes.
Used to be, you extant hack. Beverly Carlton is the greatest single talent in the English theater today. Get this illiterate numbskull out of my sight, Maggie, and don't bring him back.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside, I won't come back until Beverly Carlton gets here.
Oh, where are we going, Bert? I want to know what you got me. I'm like a 10-year-old kid.
You know, you look like a 10-year-old kid right now, Maggie, at that.
Hello, operator? Give me the Mansion House, please. No, I don't know the number. Hello, Mansion House? Tell me, has Miss Lorraine Sheldon arrived yet? Yes, that's right, Miss Lorraine Sheldon from New York. She hasn't, eh? All right. What do you want coming into a room like that? Don't you knock first?
But I wasn't coming in, I was coming out.
Miss Pretty, you're in this room. That is true, isn't it?
Well, yes it is, but
Therefore, you came in.
there's some expressmen if you're late, Mr. Whiteside. I told them to come around the front.
Thank you, John. Hereafter, please knock.
Bring it right in here. Careful now. Don't scrape the walls like some kind of animals.
I'll say it's animals. We have to feed them at 7 o'clock this morning.
John.
Admiral Richard E. Byrd say.
What? They're penguins. 1, 2, 3, 4 baby penguins.
Directions for feeding are right on top. Those two slats in
To be fed only whale blubber, eels, and cracked lobster.
there. They got Coca-Cola this morning and liked it.
You know, they make the most entrancing companions. John, I want them put right in the library with me.
Yes, sir.
Better tell Sarah to order a couple dozen lobsters.
Yes, sir.
I don't suppose there's any whale blubber in this town.
Good evening.
Oh, yes, there is.
Doors open, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Doctor. Merry Christmas. Do you happen to know if eels are in season, Doctor?
How's that?
Never mind. I was a fool to ask you.
I opened those two slats a little, Mr. Whiteside. They seem so crowded in there.
Thank you, John. Goodbye, Doctor. I'm so sorry you're having to drop in now, but I have to do my yogi exercises.
But my book, you know. Why don't you start with my book? It's been a week now. Good evening, Miss Green. Good evening, Dr. Bradley.
Doctor, perhaps I'm not well, but when I opened those doors just now, I thought I saw a penguin with a thermometer in its mouth.
What's that? Have these penguins gotten out of their crate?
Penguins? You say penguins?
Yes. Doctor, please go in and recapture the penguins. There's 4 of them.
Captain Penguins, yes.
Yes. And Miss Creed, go in and entertain them, please, till I come in.
Yes, sir?
The Christmas tree in the bedroom just fell on Mr. Stanley. He's got a big bump on his forehead.
Why, isn't that too bad? Go ahead, Doctor. Go on, Miss Creed.
But, Mr. Whiteside, will you have some time later?
I don't know, Doctor. I'm busy.
Suppose I wait a little while. I'll wait a little while.
Doctor, Brad, is the greatest living argument for mercy killings. Well, Nicky, my boy, would you like a candid camera shot of my left nostril this evening?
And no, I'm all stocked up on those, Mr. Whiteside. Have you got a moment to look at some new ones I've taken?
I certainly have. Why, these are splendid, Richard. There's real artistry in them. Why, they're as good as anything by Margaret Bourke White. I like all the things you've shown me, Richard. This is the essence of photographic journalism.
Say, I didn't know they were as good as that. I just like to take pictures, that's all.
Richard, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. You're not just a kid fooling with a camera anymore. These are good. This is what you ought to do. You ought to get out there and do some of the things you were telling me about. Just hop on a boat and get off wherever it stops. Singapore, Galveston, Mexico, just plow on through and take pictures. Millions of them. Wonderful pictures, terrible pictures, everything.
Say, wouldn't I like to? It's what I've been dreaming of for years. If I could do that, I'd be the happiest guy in the world.
Well, why can't you do it?
Well, you know why? Dad.
Richard, do you really want to do this more than anything else in the world?
I certainly do.
Then do it.
Oh, hello, Duke. Good afternoon, Mr. Whiteside.
Hello, my lovely. So I'm afraid it's up to you, Richard.
Well, I guess it is. Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. You've been swell, and I'll never forget it.
Righto, Richard.
June, are you coming upstairs?
In a few minutes, Richard.
Knock on my door, will you? I've got to talk to you.
Yes, I will.
June, my lad. You were too young to know about the Elwell murders, weren't you? Completely fascinating. I have about 5 different cases, and the Elwell case is one of them. Would you like to hear about it?
Well, Mr. Whiteside, I wanted to talk to you. Would you mind for a few minutes?
Certainly. I take it this is all about your young Lothario at the factory.
Yes. I just can't seem to make Father understand. It's like talking to a blank wall. He won't meet him. He won't even talk about it. What are we going to do, Mr. Whiteside? Sandy and I love each other. I just don't know where to turn.
June, I'd like to meet this young man. I'd like to see him for myself.
Would you, Mr. Whiteside? He's outside now. He's in the kitchen.
Good, bring him in.
Mr. Whiteside, he's a very sensitive boy. You will be kind to him, won't you?
God damn it, June. When will you ever learn that I'm always kind and courteous? Bring this idiot in.
Sandy! Sandy! Here he is, Mr. Whiteside. This is Sandy.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do, young man? I've heard quite a bit from June about you this past 2 weeks. If I've been correctly informed, it seems you two babes in the woods have quietly gone out of your minds.
There's another name for it. It's called love.
Well, you've come to the right place. Dr. Sheridan Whiteside. Broken hearts mended, brakes realigned, hamburgers. Go right ahead.
Well, if Gina told you anything at all, Mr. Whiteside, you see the jam we're in. You see, our community, Mr. Whiteside, I'm an organizer. I've been organizing the men in Mr. Stanley's factory, and he's pretty sore about it.
Oh, bet.
Did Gina tell you that?
Yes, she did.
Well, that being the case, Mr. Whiteside, I don't think I've tried to influence June. If she marries me, it means a definite break in our family, and I would like to bring that about. But the trouble is, Mr. Whiteside, Mr. Stanley's so stubborn about it, you know? So arbitrary. Not so I've done just to spite him, but actually, though, we're all a big plot. John L. Lewis sent me here just to marry his daughter.
He's tried to fire Sandy twice out of the factory, but he couldn't on account of that Wagner, thank God.
Yes, he thinks I wrote that, too.
If he'd only let me talk to him, if he'd only let Sandy talk to him.
Well, you've got all over that, June. Anyways, I got word and I'm in Chicago, and I may have to go to Frisco from there. So you see the jam we're in.
Sandy's leaving tonight, Mr. Whiteside. He'll probably be gone a year. We simply got to decide now.
My dear, this is absurdity. It's no problem at all. Now, to my John decide, I think... Excuse me. Hello? Oh, it's a transatlantic call. Hello? Yes, this is Whiteside. Good, put him through. It's Walt Disney from Hollywood. Hello? Walt, how's my little dash of genius? Yes, I was hoping you would. Yes, I'm listening. Now, 10 seconds more. Mr. Disney calls me every Christmas, so... What's that? Yes, I hear it, Walt. Yes, it sounds just like static. June! Yes, thank you, Walt. And a very Merry Christmas to you. Tell me, any news in Hollywood? Oh, how's Lana Turner's sweater these days? I see. Well, goodbye. Don't worry about Fantasia. It wasn't your fault. Beethoven hasn't written a hit in years. Goodbye. You know what that was you just listened to? The voice of Donald Duck.
Not really.
Yes, Mr. Disney calls me every Christmas, no matter where I am, so that I can hear it. 2 years ago, I was walking on the bottom of the ocean in a diving suit with William Beebe, and he got me. Now, where were we? Yes, June, I like you, young man. I have an unerring instinct about people. Never been wrong. That's why I wanted to meet him. My own feeling is you two will be very happy together. Whatever his beliefs are, he's entitled to them. You shouldn't let anything stand in your way. Shouldn't its externals? What does it come down to? Your father, the possibility of making him unhappy.
Very unhappy.
That's besides the point. Suppose he is unhappy. It's good for him. Builds his character. I left home at the age of 4. Haven't been back since. They hear me on the radio, and that's enough for them.
Then your advice is to go ahead then, Mr. Whiteside?
It is. Marry him tonight, June.
Oh, you don't really mean that, do you, Mr. Whiteside?
No, I mean you should marry Hamilton Fish. Of course I mean that. What do you want me to do? Say it all over again? My own opinion is that you're not worthy of this young man.
Come along, Daisy. Oh, stop.
There's Dad.
Forgive us for trespassing, Mr. Whiteside.
Not at all, fellow. Not at all. It's Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Ah, yes. Merry Christmas. June, would you like to come along with us? We're taking some presents over to the Dexters.
Oh, why? No, Mother. No, no, thank you. I have to write some letters.
Come along, Daisy.
Why, Mr. Stanley, what happened to your forehead? Did you have an accident?
No, Mr. Whiteside, I'm taking boxing lessons.
Dear Mr. Whiteside, I've been trying all day to see you, to give you this.
Why, Miss Stanley, a Christmas gift for me?
It's only a trifle, but I wanted you to have it. It's a picture of me as I used to be. It was taken on another Christmas Eve, many years ago. Stroke of midnight. Will you? Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Merry Christmas.
Goodbye, Miss Stanley, and thank you. else ever has. I feel better than I have in years. My only concern is news of the outside world. So take off that skunk and tell me everything. How are you, my darling?
Darling, I'm so relieved. You look perfectly wonderful. I never saw you look better. My dear, do I look a wreck? I just dashed through New York, didn't do a thing about Christmas. Had at Carnegie and had my hair done and got right on the train. And the Normandy coming back was simply hectic. Fun, you know, but simply exhausting. Jock Whitney, Cary Grant, Dorothy DeFrazzo, it was too exhausting. And London before that was so magnificent, my dear. I never got to bed at all. Darling, I have so much to tell you. I don't know where to start.
Well, start with the dirt burglary. That's what we want to hear.
Well, let me see. Sybil Cartwright was thrown right out of Ciro's. It was the night before I left, and she was wearing one of those new cellophane dresses, and you could absolutely see Trafalgar Square. And Sir Harry Marshall, the painter, you know, is suing his mother for disorderly conduct. Well, it's just shocked everyone. And, oh, before I forget, Anthony Eden says he's going to be on your New Year's broadcast this year, Sherry. And Beatrice Lilly has a message for you. She says for you to take off 25 pounds right away and send them to her by parcel post. She needs them.
Oh, pack 'em in ice. What about you, my lovely? What about your love life? I don't believe for one moment you never got to bed at all, if you'll pardon the expression.
Oh, Sherry, dear, you're dreadful.
What about that splendid bit of English mutton? Fort Bottomley, was it? Haven't you hooked him yet?
Sherry, please. Cedric is a very dear friend of mine.
Oh, now Blossom, this is Sherry. Don't try to pull your bedclothes over my eyes. Don't tell me you wouldn't like to be Lady Bottomley with 100,000 pounds a year and 12 castles. By the way, has he had his teeth fixed yet? Every time I order Roquefort cheese, I think of those teeth.
Sherry, really? Cedric may not be brilliant, but he's rather sweet, poor there. And he is quite fond of me. And he does represent a kind of English way of living that I like. Surrey and London for the season, shooting box in Scotland, that lovely old castle in Wales. Well, you've been there, Sherry. You know what I mean.
I do indeed.
Well, really, Sherry, why